You do do. You do 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 do. Oh, let's see. I'm going to start it off right today. I'm doing it all right. It's going to be a perfect day. Last night, I got 9 hours of sleep. I know that means nothing to you. That's a lot of sleep for me. 6 emails. I didn't have any prizes going out. Who are you people? Leave me alone. Oh yeah, I've got the corrected. I need to kick off a live build. I have not kicked off a live build. We're having a few problems with a few patches. I need to do a few more integrations and then a live build. I know, too much sleep. No, I was kind of behind on sleep and everything. Just burning the candles at both ends and allergy problems and all sorts of crazy stuff. So, let's see. I'll tell the story of my hair here in a minute when a few more people are on. But I was planning on doing Lua chat. Let's chat about Lua today. Let me figure out what I'm going to give away to you guys, though. Ooh, the White Stone Ladder Castle set. One pill makes you smaller, the other makes you bigger. How about I'll start off with a heraldry storage chest. Who doesn't want more heraldry chests? I know it's kind of small. Bam. There we go. I need the Ravens more entrance. Lua taming. No, but I'm going to work on exposing Lua access to your party members and pets. I'll get those out soonish. Do. So I'm actually set up. I'm just logged in game. Is that the one I want? That's the one I want. Just logged into games so I can do prizings. That's what we're actually here to see. I'm going to give people a little bit of a chance here. We've had a bit of a cold spell here in Texas. It got down to 31 degrees. It was crazy. People are losing their minds. They almost canceled school yesterday. They postponed school for 2 hours. All right, looks like we're getting a few more people in there. So first off, I just want to say before the rumors, you guys start placing bets on how many days it's been since I had a bath. This is actually, if you're seeing my hair here, this is actually the other direction. So this morning I got up and I took a shower right away. I know, shocking that I would take a shower when I don't have anything. But I had to take Maxine to the bus stop and wait with her at the bus stop. And it was cold out and I had 2 hats. I had like a Longhorns hat. That's what I normally wear. But Maxine wanted that hat for her so she can keep her ears warm. And I was like, sure, have that. And so I grabbed my other hat, which is actually one of these pullover things. And so my hair was still a little bit wet this morning when I did this number. And did the whole, that thing. So if my hair looks like it's gone crazy, it's because I wore this thing when my hair was a little wet this morning. Just want to say that. One year younger. That's probably the 9 hours of sleep. It means I only have to sleep like 40 hours or so to get back to a decent age. Less crazy than normal. That's kind of an insult. But let's see. Again, you guys aren't here to see that. Today we're going to talk about some... Where's that? Bam. That stuff. So, you guys are wondering... Hold on. What's up with this whole Lua thing and why there's some people who are super excited about it? Whoops. So first... Oh, that's not what I wanted. Leave that alone. There we go. That's what I wanted. Let's see... So this is where the Lua stuff will be living. I think you can read that. But it'll be in its whatever your app data is, roaming portalarium. This is just kind of the default folder. This was changed to match what other things are, but it's actually in a subfolder of what the other stuff is in. So the next folder up is like where your chat logs and all that crap go. So this lives there. There's been a number of changes going on. I know, right? It's fun. Sorry, that was Anikitos. Feels like when I was doing programming in high school. Technically, I taught the programming in high school. They didn't have a teacher. They only had typing teachers because that was back in the early 80s. Oh, old. So they had me teach the class for programming in high school. But anyways, so this is whatever's in here is going to get loaded up. And it will load multiple files. So what it's doing is this is actually, some of the stuff is new to you guys, which is, previously it would just load one file, Bootstrap. Well, now it doesn't have to be named Bootstrap. It can be named anything. Doesn't care about Bootstrap at all. Maybe I'll just keep mine around like that for fun. Oops, that's not a comment. But anyway, so yeah, this will load up multiple files. If you have a shroud on start in any of those files, it will load, it will add that to a registered list of here's the on start function. So this is so you write something and you've got your file. Don't name it Bootstrap and distribute it to friends because it'll overwrite other stuff. But if everybody has one, then everybody can get their own on start function called. And again, this is one of the things I just had to fight with and refactor some stuff to get this working because there's a lot of this timing stuff. As before, the middle version as I had it as I was loading each file one at a time, and then I'd call the on start, which doesn't guarantee any order of anything. And it also calls the on starts and updates like before some of the other files have been loaded. So this is all now done cleanly where it goes through and finds all the files, identifies all the .lua files, loads each file, figures out which ones can be... I'm sitting here doing hand motions. You guys can't see me because I have the screen up there. Hand motions are important, but loads each file and then registers the function, finds which ones have function, and keeps a whole chart of it. So you could have 20 files in there and it would handle the 20 different on starts and on updates and those things and call each one separately. So anyways, this is, by the way, I'm not going to claim I'm some Lua expert. I know nothing about Lua except what I've used it for in games, which has been pretty limited in terms of actual coding in Lua. I've always been the one that's done the hookup for Lua so other people can use it. So that part I've done a few times. This is the first time doing it in C#. There's actually a big discussion because some people were like, why have Lua 5.3 support? Not picking on anybody if you're out there. But it's one of those things in games, if you go look at the Lua versions other big games use, I don't know of any of them that are using the latest version. And there's a reason, is you don't want things to be changing. You want a very static language. Because like imagine right now if WoW went and updated their Lua version, like everybody in the universe would break. Like everything out there would break. And they'd have to update all their plugins and people would be sad and crying. But the other thing is you're going to be... Any game that uses it And there's a bunch of games out there. I went and looked up a bunch of them. Like the entire Cry engine, of course, is built around. It's built around Lua 5.2. Roblox was another one. It's kind of got a 5.2 variation. WoW is on 5.1 variation. There's each one of these different games that have their own versions. But part of the reason you want to pick one, stick with it, make sure it does the minimum of what you need, and then don't worry about the latest versions come out. Because you can do most anything you want to do in the other ones anyways. There's only a few variations going on. I think the annoying part is if you have books and there may be a few things in a book or something that you can't do in the current version, but it's pretty limited in terms of what they added from 5.2 to 5.3. There's, like, I saw some people saying some integer support and a few other things, but anyway, so this is on QA now. The latest stuff that I'm going to be showing you some of these things today is not on QA. I'm going to try to get a QA build done, but I've got to do a live build and then do a QA build. So it'll probably be tomorrow morning-ish sometime to get that all going. But let's see. I mentioned the better handling of directories. Also, there were some problems with the first version where, like, people on Linux couldn't use it just due to some path stuff. I got that cleaned up and it's more standard. Snugsy1, what's coming in the live build? Nothing. Oh, in this live build. There was some fix that I was supposed to get integrated over and get going. What was it? Oh, fix bug that caused decoration item to be lost when attempting to place at an invalid location. This is the one where you pull out a deco. This has happened to me a few times as well. Try to place that deco, and the bastard's gone. He just vanishes. Now it'll always come back when you come back. You refresh the instance, but it's annoying that you have to, like, zone before it shows up again. That's one of the big ones. There's a few other ones. The animal spawners. We might actually get those guys out live now. For those who didn't know, Cypher Black, I know, has some in his town because I gave him some to test. But there was actually an issue with them. These are things you can place that are like carrots and bowls of milk and stuff like that. That when you place them, it'll create a local spawner for cats or deer or tons of different crap out there. I'm trying to remember what it was. Squirrels, pigs, sheep, turkeys, stuff. Anyways, there were like 13 of them. But they worked great, except there was this one state you could get into where it could spawn a second copy of every one of them. So, and that could repeat. And each one would keep an extra copy of it out. I see you, CC. So anyway, so I didn't want that to go out there and people start griefing people with, like, they put down 10 spawners and now they, like, swap zoning back and forth with somebody else and, make 100 or 500 of them or whatever. So I didn't want them to be a punishment, so we didn't have any huge rush to get them out there. So I thought, wait. But anyways, those will be going out. I think we got that last issue taken care of. Savio Vehimen says we should have a Hawaiian dance party and call it a luau. That is unfortunate that you said that, because that is what Star is planning on doing for the Friday streams. He wants to call it a luau. You have stolen his thunder. Shame. So let's see. Here we go. We can watch CC juggle for entertainment while I get stuff up there. So you want to know what you can do in Lua. Let me give you a few quick things, and I'll just do a little on-stream coding. Let me see. How about there? There we go. That's a good place for it. All right. So as I mentioned, there's the whatever file you put in there. So if you got, like, dummy or whatever, it's going to go read those files. And it'll open up each of these files, and it'll say, first thing it'll do is say, it'll load it, and it'll say, is there a shroud on start function? If there is, it'll call that function and parse whatever's, do whatever's in it. Now this can be used for registering your stuff or for setting up timers. There are multiple different ways you can set up timers now. Let me give an example of those. So you can do, and again, I'm not going to be able to show you in the game currently, but I'll get a QA build out tomorrow. So some of this stuff you can already do in the QA build. Some of this is new stuff. Come on, Unity. Start it up. Do. Waiting for it. Okay, there we go. Okay, so you can see this is actually, it loads up here, and I changed the Lua, by the way, for anybody. There are a few people who mentioned it. It did say, like, Lua output, which is just, like, you want all your characters back. So you can see here it shows, this is just it showing what it loaded. Loaded Lua files, whatever, C, bootstrap, loaded.lua. After it loads each one of those, so it'll load all the files that are in there, then it comes back and it calls the on starts for them. So you can see it loaded bootstrap, and then the first thing it does on that is it runs the bootstrap.lua and does whatever code is in here, which is console log, just prints out that console. The file, this was just testing. You can see my mature coding style here. Testing file IO stuff. Apparently the last version I had did not have working file IO, which means that you couldn't read and write files. This one will fix that. That was just by default. There are some things that were set up to force it to use Unity stuff so that you were pulling stuff out of Unity asset bundles, and then also a second thing, which was some stuff was turned off for security reasons. So right now it's going to be wild, wild west. I'm going to let people put whatever they want to in it. Eventually this will be locked, so it'll control what folder you can read from. So let's see. So let's see, called Shroud on Start from Bootstrap. From Dummy. Alright, each of those guys, that one didn't get saved. So now we can come back over here and do the, whoops. No, I just want to say a few things to spam. Oh, and that's, I've got a bunch of stuff printed out. But I'll do that in a second, but let me do the Lua reload. So this is, I put this in again so you guys can have a quick way to refresh your stuff. So this should say loaded those two files just like it did before. And then it'll say one that will say called Shroud on Start from Bootstrap, and then it'll say called Shroud on Start from Dummy. Hey, look. So that's the code we just put in there that we just changed a second ago. So I know these are like baby steps to you guys. There's actually a lot more stuff that's going on in there. I've exposed a fair number of functions to people. There's also, let's see, I think I saved off an example. I added a periodic system as well. This is a system that gives you periodic calls. You can register, basically it lets you register for calls. It's just Shroud register periodic. And say you want to have something that prints out your status once every 5 seconds or something like that. Or prints out how many gold you've picked up, or how many, if you're low on ingredients or whatever, you're low on your reagents. So you can register. You give it a name. So this is one of those things I kept rewriting. I made a post about analysis paralysis, which is something I always refer to as engineers frequently suffer from. A lot of times, the more senior somebody is, the more they suffer from analysis paralysis, because they know they're doing stuff wrong, but it's tough for them to keep going. But I kept rewriting things, because I kept like, well, it'd be cool if it had this, and it'd be cool if it had that. So you need some way you can work with it. So there's a shroud register periodic. There's a shroud get periodic list that'll return a list of the names of the periodics, and the shroud remove periodic. But the reason I made it so there's a separate name is because I wanted people to be able to use the same function. Like maybe they want to call this function like once every second, and then there's like another, they call the function, once every 10 seconds. I didn't want to limit it to just calling the function once, having one callback for it. So you can register the same function multiple times. This is just how many seconds between. And then this is whether it repeats or it's a one-time call. In case you're saying, why would I want to call the same function multiple times in two different periodics? Well, because this can be used, the same register periodic can be used to make a call. Like you want to have a reminder, set off a reminder in 30 seconds. Well, you can do a 30 seconds, set this to false. And then now you've got a callback where it'll give you a callback then. And then if you want to, like maybe you can evaluate it again and add the call in. This is also set up, of course I'm using big numbers here, but you can also do like 0.1 or 0.5 or whatever, and it'll do it 20 times a second with a 0.5. That will be really annoying if you're going to do it per frame. And there's a difference. This is something that's kind of important here. Let's see. Lord of Honesty, I'll get to some of that here in a minute. I'll probably add some functions here on the stream, and we'll go from me adding the code. I'm not going to show you me adding the code, but then I'll show it in the script. So I'll let you guys take some requests here in a little bit. I was just trying to get through some basic stuff here for the first 15 minutes or so. But then we'll go in and we'll add some of the stuff that you guys have as request, and we'll go from me adding the hook for it to us actually putting it in script so you guys can see how easy it is. So again, this is one register shroud periodic, and this can be, again, we're going to call this, like we're doing, changing this to print status and we're going to have this say, everything is awesome. Tegan and Sarah did the Everything's Awesome song. I had no idea. So this is registering for shroud periodic P1. That's just, you got to give it a unique name. Print status, a number, whatever. So what this is going to do is, I registered this on startup. I'll do it every 5 seconds. And it's going to call this function once every 5 seconds. So let's see, all I got to do is do a Lua reload. Now, if this is one of those things that, again, I had a tough time whether or not to do it. So many decisions, got to get it right. But when you register periodic, it does not call it for the first time until the 5 seconds, until whatever. So you'll see called bootstrap, and now every 5 seconds we should get a everything's awesome print. In case you're wondering, the difference between this and update is update. There's a shroud update that if you overload the shroud, if you add a shroud update, shroud on update, it'll get a call every frame. So the difference between this and that is the shroud on update, again, is every frame. That'll be a variable number of calls per second or whatever. You can register this, and like if you want to do 0.1, you'll get exactly 0.1 seconds. You'll get 10 calls per second. This is one of those things too. I had to go back and rewrite it like 97 times, but one of the times I rewrote it was because to make sure it could be called multiple times a frame if needed. So it will be called, if your frame rate, if you're somewhere horrible or on a crappy machine or whatever, and you want to make sure you're getting an update 10 times a frame or whatever, 10 times a second, but you're only getting 5 frames a second, this will make sure you get that. Why is everything awesome? Well, let's see. We could also do let me see. I think I've got some stuff here. I'll do one that's a little more awesome than that, just to show off stuff. Let's see. So I bound current health. I don't think I bound. So I'll show off a couple things here. So one is there's multiple different ways you can access things. One is, let's see, how about this? We'll do health equals stat by name. So there's lots of different ways you can get at this stuff. And yes, I'm going to put a semicolon after everything, whether it needs it or not, because that's how I roll. So there's some things that you access, I expect you guys to access occasionally, that I just have, you can look them up in the index. Then there's a few other things that get updated per frame that are just global variables. So some of those are current health. Let's see. Oh, I got one. If health equals current health. Nope, that's not it. Shroud player current health. That is not how you do ifs in Lua. Current health. Then we can do that. And then else if actually else console log ouch, my health is and if you're looking at this and actually are a Lua programmer and are like, why is he doing it that way? That's the dumbest thing ever. That's because I'm not an actual programmer for Lua stuff. Let's see, we'll do what do you think? Is that going to work? I have no idea. Let's go try it. Lua reload. Oh, unexpected error. Line 15. Console log. Everything is awesome. Why doesn't it like that? Oh, I know I did need an N down here. Is it just left that out? Take off my stupid... Let's try it again. Expected symbol near console log. What? Oh, if then... I didn't do my then, right? That's, you gotta have a then on those things. You guys are probably telling me this in chat. I will ignore you and pretend that I am smarter than you. Hey, looky there. Uh-oh, script runtime value contains a nil. Oh, God. What have I done? Wonder what my nils are. Oh, you know what? I think I know what actually is causing that. I think I don't have the current health. I went and I refactored. This is something I mentioned earlier, in case you got here late. But I redid it so it loads multiple scripts and treats each one of those separately. I think I have current health registered, but not for all scripts. So let me not use current health. Oh, and you know what? Shroud get stat by name. I think that's going to work. Or is that just going to register it for the one script? Easy way to find out. Let me just go delete my thing over here. Whoops. Wrong. Nope. Actually, let me do this instead and see if I can... Do. I wonder if that one is the one that came back nil. Actually, let me go. Take this one baby step at a time. You guys are telling me what's wrong, I know. Oh, I think I'm going to have to do the thing. I am. Hold on one second. I've got to go fix that. If I don't catch an exception in the compiler code, if I don't properly handle every exception, it can break the UI input. And you would have to change scenes or whatever. I'm just restarting. All right, let me look and see what you guys are saying now. Current health is stat 14. That is correct. See, people are already ahead of me. Health is stat 20. Or 40 or something. I'll get there. Okay, ouch, my health is 50. Okay, so now with that, we know that works. So let's change that instead to be... that. Let's see what that does. What do you think? Is it going to work? If this gives the nil, then I know what it is, and it's something I just broke, and it probably would work for you guys. My health is not 50. I know that. I was showing you. I just had that hard-coded in there. I was trying to see. Did I just break it again? I did just break it again. All right, so that's got to be it. So I'm going to have to go back. So that is because I broke things down. I register stuff per script now, and I'm going to have to, now that I've handled the multiple scripts, I've got to go handle that in some accessor calls. Ooh, I'm not going to be able to get you guys a build with that unless I can get this going ASAP. Let me fix that code. Let's see. Get stat value by name. Let's see. So it was saying instruction nil. Ooh. All right. Okay. I think I know what's going on here. I think I'm going to have to go register each one of those. So all I got to do is go call that, I think. But I'm going to have to do a recompile here, which doesn't take that long. All right, let me try this real quick. Yeah, I can look at stuff. Okay, I think I just fixed that. Maybe. All right, what are you guys talking about? You're asking me questions. Let's see. Drake Atus, next periodic request, ARG support. Ha ha ha, yes. That is on my list as well. I will probably not have it unlimited. I'll probably let you pass in an array of values, Lua values. In case people are wondering, he is not trying to be like a pirate or using that as an exclamation. He's arg meaning argument. Let's see. Will there be work done to pets being more commandable in PvP, and will they be able to do some kind of damage based off their level? So this is one of those things that I've actually, and this is where if Snugs hasn't turned off the stream yet, he'll throw me 100 bits. That is one of those things that is client controlled. You guys control your own pet. Your own client drives the AI for your own pet. And so there could be ways that we could let you hook your own AI pet and let your own can do some stuff to your pet through your Lua. Again, the stuff you're doing is only local side stuff, but that's something that is mostly controlled. The AI for your pet is mostly controlled by your own local client. So anyway, so that will be one thing that we can do that we may be able to make it more expandable for you. The thing we've got to be careful on is a really fine line where you can to cross of doing stuff. There you go, Snugs. Of doing stuff where you're giving instructions to your pet, but we don't want it to be something that can result in your pet sending a message to the server, because that's again where we're trying to make sure this is what I call phase one. Which is kind of basic implementation, kind of what we're doing right now, what you guys are seeing. And that's, I said, phase one by the end of the year. I'll probably have it before then. We'll see how much I actually push to live. I'll make sure and get the basics to live. But that's phase one, is kind of, you can do stuff that affects your local client. Now, phase two is going to be that there'll be some more UI hooks and there'll be UI elements to it that you'll be able to build UI. You'll be able to load your own UI and make some of your own custom UI. I've listed that as Q1 of next year. Now, so that has a little more implications to it. The UI stuff there's going to be a lot of tedious work with it. There's not a lot of really challenging work. It's just a lot of tedious hookup stuff and testing. The part where things get more challenging, which is also a little bit starts in phase two, but then also goes into phase three, is when we expose stuff on the client that you can do in Lua that can end up sending a call to unit or to the server. Because again, we do not want to create a system where you can go in Lua scripts and, attack the server effectively. I mean, you probably won't be doing that, but how many people out there playing with Lua? How many people have already hung their client at least once? Same thing would be true with the other scripts. Let's see if this fixes my problem. Came close, but managed to get it back. Yeah, it's pretty. You can pretty easily lock up your client. dated a girl named Lua once. That'd be a cool name. Nope. Still got it. I still got it. And by still got it, I mean I got that exception still. So I will have to get into that. Let's see. With respect, it seems odd to me that you're taking the function name as a string rather than just the function itself. That is... Maybe I can get away with doing it, taking a function, but again, passing, I could pass it back, maybe receive it. I'm not sure how much you're looking at. There may be, rather than doing it as a function name, that I could do it as a din value or whatever. Take that back as a Lua chunk. This was, again, many times I'm doing things not because it's the absolute best way, but because I know exactly how it's supposed to work. Well, that's not going to do anything. So this was how I knew it would work, and I knew I could handle it safely, and I could handle it with reloads and some of these other things. So yes, I could probably just have it pass in the function, and then on my side I could turn that into a string on my side. On my side, though, whether you pass it as a function or whatever, I'm going to end up having to validate it anyways. So for me, it's not really a significant difference. Hold on, let me do... Now, console log was working. That's just a registered function, so I would have thought get stats by name would be working. Oh, this is another thing that's really important. That is, and I can show you this part without crashing my client. All right, here we go. Again, by the way, this is I'm still working on this. I'm going to be getting you a build as soon as I can with newer stuff in it. I know you guys have a build, but I've been updating the API quite a bit, changing how things work. Trying to get something to a fairly stable code point for you guys by the time we go live on release. So I definitely appreciate all the feedback you guys have been giving me in the various channels. At line 14, expected to close. Oops. Yep, that would help. All right, so the registered variable works. It's just the shroud gets stats by name that's not working. And I'm assuming I have 267 health. All right, well, we don't need to see that. Let me just comment that junk out. Oh, that's right. I need to have a, let me do a... What is that function called? Shroud remove. I don't know that I've actually called this function to test it. I'm assuming it's going to work, because my code always works the first time. Yeah, nailed it. So let's see. So another important feature, and this is what a lot of the guys are out there are crazy about. Well, one, you'll be able to do some file I/O stuff, and you'll be able to write stuff now, which is one of the big things they're missing. But now if I walk up to this guy, Just going to shoot them once. So, of course, what you're seeing here is if you didn't have Lua turned on, this is what you'd see. Lord Minus attacks punching bag and hits, dealing 59 points of damage. You guys do have the right stuff on. Oh, no, I've got that on there. Yeah, you can see that. Dealing 53 points of damage. So the thing in Lua, though, is in Lua, this function is registered for a shroud on console input. And you can see it takes a type, it's a string, source player, and a message. So all I'm doing is taking that, and you can see here I printed out as CL dash dash the first string, dash 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 the second string, dash 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 the third string. So over here you can see, there it is. So it shows it's a combat self. It's showing the message type. So you can handle the different messages however you want to. You can set up your own logic in here to do one thing with one type of message and one thing with another type of message, and play to your heart's content. So yes, so source player. So this is one of the things I actually was looking at just before I came on stream, is the source player for that type of message that's being thrown around does not actually get passed down. I'm evaluating whether or not it's worth going and adding more data to that, but it just gets passed around. It just gets handed down as a message. You can pull the name out of the message, but the actual event type currently is not getting passed around. Some things will get passed around, like if you do a player chat, like howdy kids, you can see that shows its local chat, Lord Minus, and then the message is Lord Minus, God to everybody, local. So I've got to go update that, because right now it shouldn't be prepending that stuff onto it. I've got to go update that per message type. So I'll get to that before the stuff goes out. But again, locally that shows Lord Minus, howdy. Here it shows local, which is the local chat. If I do a slash zone, boo. Why did I not get my zone boo? Oh, scene right there. Scene, Lord Minus. Lord Minus to everyone's scene, boo. So I've got to go update a few more different data paths for these things. But the combat one may not have that until I get something else updated in there. You guys will be able to, if I can get this front part off there, you'll be able to pretty cleanly parse that for now, though. So messages will be split to better parse in API. So I'm hoping I can get those updated. If you're looking at this for this release, the answer is you're probably going to have to parse on your own. Just because I've got a long list of other stuff that I want to get done, and that one is functional. I know some people are building off of it. For the next release, you should be able to it'll give actual source player on every message. And maybe I'll get to it. Again, if you've been watching my Twitter feed or any of my updates to the API, I'm getting to this stuff pretty quick. So right now there's a super clunky GUI thing going on here. This one is working. I think that one's working. Let's see. Yeah, so this one. So apparently Shroud gets stat by number is working just fine. It was just that one call of Shroud gets stat by name. All right, well, let's see. Health is 30. Current health is 14. Let's try that real quick and see if that blows me up. Again, you can see as soon as I get a few more of these exceptions out of the way so they don't break everything. Okay, well that seemed to have worked. So how about this? Alright, so what did that do? Whoops, I'm not registering that call anymore. Let me call that now. And again, you can see if you're messing with this stuff, you can iterate pretty quickly on it. Say, if you're working on it, you can iterate pretty quickly. Oh, I'm getting exceptions on it. Okay, so that's what happened again. Boo! Alright, well, I've got to go wrap that one exception, get that covered up so you guys can actually get stuff. I'm surprised, because this down here, Shroud gets stat by name. Let's get stat name by number. Not get... We'll get stat... stat value by number. That's what I had wrong. Whoops. All right. Woo! So this is my day. Is tweak, 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 tweak. Let's see. I see. Oh, I got another resub from someone I can't quite see because of the color on the screen there. But thank you, thank you, thank you, whoever that was. Thank you, Griffler. Oh, I see a Griffler, a resub, difficult 2 bits. Shroud gets start value. Yes. Yes, you're telling me my coding. Yes. Coding in front of an audience is fun. Why is that not working? Whoops. All right, so it's saying everything is awesome here. Check, check, check. So now if I do, I can hurt myself. Need to hurt myself? Time to hit the death tree. God mode false. Hey, thank you very much, Catherine Rose. Oh, and anonymous cheerer. Thank you, anonymous cheerer. And thank you again, huge thank you, Catherine Rose. All right, so now in theory, if when I cast this, it's going to go from everything is awesome to everything is not awesome. It's going to work? Oh God, everything's not awesome. Why is it saying everything's awesome sometimes? Oh, you know what? I think I probably have... I'm not cleaning up these calls on the periodic stuff, so I bet there's 3 periodics being called. Everything is not awesome. Here we go. So now when I put that away and my health goes back, we'll go from everything is not awesome to everything is awesome. Yeah, everything's awesome. So anyway, so if you're wondering how simple stuff or this stuff is, I was regenerating, but you regenerate really slow when you don't have any food, you don't have any spells, you got low health, and you're in combat mode. You guys are all spoiled. You're just used to what it's like with food. So anyway, so there it is coding. That's not even like coding 101. That's like coding deficit class to get into the coding 101. But you can see, again, the logic. You can see the power and stuff. Whoops. Except you can't actually see it. Stuff like this shroud on GUI. That's not what I wanted. I want to put that over me. There we go. This shroud on GUI where you can capture that input there and you can parse it out. You can do whatever you want to parse it, and then you, as soon as I check in the I/O stuff, you'll be able to write that out in different ways. Let's see. Console input. That's just the echoing again. That's the powerful thing. Shroud on GUI is you're going to be able to use that right now. You can do very minimal stuff with it. You can see right there, but I'm going to be updating that so that will be more. You can do a lot more with that. That was just the, let me get you some debug print stuff. Oh, you know what? And I went through the whole stream, like I'm nearly to the end of the stream, and I didn't do any giveaways. So let's do a giveaway now, and then I gotta go get a baby in 15 minutes. So I'll do a big giveaway then. Let's do the giveaway, one giveaway now, and then another one in 15 minutes. Also, you guys, I'll try and get you a build tonight. We'll see if you guys want to jump in on the Friday stream. I'm going to be talking about Lua some more and showing off some more stuff. I'll probably have more things done on it. But again, the power is amazing. You guys are already working on some stuff that's way more interesting than what I've got here. So I'm just trying to keep you unblocked. Here we go. All right, picking winner one. I'm just going to reopen it. For the second thing, I'm going to give you a... Whoops. Hey, what happened to my dancing juggler? Where'd Cece go? All right, for the second thing, I'm going to give away one of these white stone ladder castle wall things that you can't see because I don't have it on there, but you know what it is. Here we go. Pick winner. Bayard Knock. Congratulations. So I'm going to reopen the entries without resetting it. Do. Bayard Knock. Let's see if that works. Nope. Who are you, Bayard? You're not Bayard Space Knock. Speak. Again, I have opened the giveaway, but I didn't reset it, so if you're already in it, you won't need any. I think there's more than one Bayard. Ah, it's my favorite necromancer. Let's see, favorite necromancer. Heraldry chest. I wonder if those come in 3 packs or if I just already had some. Well, either way. Either way, you get 3. All right, for the last one. Oh, and I just sent those. You guys can't see what I'm doing because I have Lua up on screen, but I'm actually doing stuff in there. So the last, the one I'm going to give away in 12 minutes is the White Stone Ladder Castle Wall. It's on sale today. Normally 4,000 crowns. You can do some pretty cool stuff. So anyways, let's get back to some Lua scripting stuff here. So the things, if you've been paying attention to all the goodness. I'm not going to find it in that file. Here we go. So I do have, there's some more global variables that I went ahead and registered. There's some get updated per frame. So I could print out, let's see, every print status will do a something actually useful here. Oh, here's one. Okay, we're going to do function shroud on update. God, I'm going to be writing C# code forever. Actually, I'm going to be writing C++ code forever. I've never moved away from that. Let's see. Total distance equals 0. Hold on. Do. Let's see, is that even something that compiles? Let's try. Baby steps. Except it's showing everything is awesome still. Shouldn't have more than one. I wonder if that's because I did the remove the script. Okay, there we go. So now you can see I'm printing out that update. Actually, here, instead of doing it there, I'm going to do it. Doing print status there. How about down here? We're going to do this. Let's see. One too many. There we go. Try that. So now it's showing me distance traveled. So now we can do all right, well, this is going to be wrong, but it's just because I'm not initializing things right. I'm trying to code on script here, so I've got a baby coming soon, too. Coming home from school, that is. Let's see. We want to do... Oh, God, how do I do math in Lua? Oh, man. It's going to be awesome, guys. Let's see. Yes, I know x squared y squared z squared. I don't know how to do math and stupid Lua. I gotta go look it up, and I don't want to do it on stream. No trolling me. How do you do an absolute value in Lua? ABS, is that it? Maybe just do math ABS. Like that. So much pressure. So this is not really, this is the whatever. I guess I can add those guys all up and whatever, but you guys know what it is. Hold on, let me just go over here and see if that even compiles. What, 18? Can you not do a plus equals in... Surely there's a plus equals, right? Uh-huh. Yeah, huh? What do you guys think? Look, I got a distance meter so I can tell how far I've run. Bam. You guys watch me code it. My rotation is counting? Oh, I don't think so. I don't think it's using the camera position. I think that's actually using the X position. Let's see, if I just sit here and spin around, can I get to 151? Heck no. Now if I run it a diagonal, I get more credit. Because I'm not doing the hypotenuse. So anyways, there you guys go. Ghetto Coding 101 that you guys just saw me do the whole thing. I did not plan that ahead of time, because if I had, I would have known what the functions were and been able to do it. But again, this is to just give you a quick brief rundown here before I give away this next prize and call it a stream. You can see here this shroud on start. If you any Lua file you have, if you put one of those in it, it'll get a start call. You kind of need to have something in there because this is to get things set up. You got to register some function, or it can be called from other stuff. Oh, do Blink? Yeah, Blink would give me credit for travel that's just looking at my previous and current XYZ. But anyway, so calls this, besides doing a stupid console log, registers for a print status function. The print status function comes down here and updates and prints this once every second, and it repeats. The shroud on update gets called every frame, and all it's doing is taking the total distance and adding the deltas to this frame and the previous frame's X and Y value. Then down here it sets the previous frame to be this frame. Just make sure you don't count, you got to reset it, so, or else you'll be registering any distance you moved every single frame. And then down here, addition to that, you can see this distance traveled on screen, 166. That is Shroud on GUI, generating a Shroud GUI that shows distance traveled, total distance. So again, is it clunky output? Absolutely. But hopefully you guys can see how powerful this can be to help you guys unlock things. For those who already have been playing with it, you guys already know that like you can see what all the stats are. Oh, I just added a new thing for you. Let me show you, because you guys, I know what that problem was earlier, the code problem I was having earlier. Let's see. Hold on. Bam. Okay, so here is one you guys want to see. We will do print status, show stat, and then do, say 17 was something. So you guys, if you've already played with it, you guys have seen the get stat name by numbers. This gets stat description by number. This actually just gives you the pretty name. I've not actually tried calling this, so we'll see what this does. I'm sure it's going to be awesome and work the first time. Don't judge me. And I'm getting that same exception again. Number expected got string. Oh, whoops. That's what that is, except I may have already exceptioned and not handling it. Yep, so hold on. But let me do this. It's exciting. You'll want to see it. While you're waiting on that excitement, let me come back over here and we can do the giveaway. You guys ready? This is for the big wall set. Yep, make sure you're all raffled up. Nope, still failing. Alright, well I'm not going to be able to show you that right now then. Looks like I got to get a little... that's not going to help. But anyways, let me just go ahead and turn that crap off. Display capture. I think that was a good start for you guys. Again, you can see it's in a little bit of a rough state right now, but there's those who've been playing with it already are finding a lot of functions. I'm trying to get it to a point where you do not have to restart. So I'll make sure and handle all those exceptions that are blocking me right there, because I know for you that would be a log out of the game, log back in type thing, which would be super painful. But let's do this giveaway now, and I will be showing off a lot more on Friday, and it will be rock solid. Ready to go. Here we go. You ready? Anikitos. You, sir. Anikitos Monomaxos. Nailed it. You, sir, are the big winner. Oh, I gotta type your name again. Hold on. I gotta send it in 2 bundles. All right, guys. So anyways, the guys, I know there's a lot of people out there super excited about Lua, who are playing with it right now and coding up a storm. Again, expect lots of changes until, well, there'll be lots of changes between what you have right now and the next version. There'll be even more changes between that and the version for R72. But hopefully, by the R73, when I actually promised it, it's going to be a pretty stable API. And there'll be additions to it, but it won't be changing that much. I'll try not to break anything going backwards. So for R72, I'm not promising I won't break anything from R72 forward, but I'll make sure and update you guys ahead of time. And again, trying to keep a published cycle on QA that is more reasonable than what we've had in the past, because this is something that really needs lots of testing from you guys. But I think that's probably it. Let me go find somebody to raid. I gotta get ready to go get a baby. Do. And again, if you've been watching, you're seeing the daily progress on things. I've hooked up about 30 or 40 functions now, so going fast. Let's see, we just rated iWacko, I know. Strider Green hasn't seen. What's this guy down here? Oh, it's in Turkish. Let's see. Strider Green at his TV. We haven't seen him. Oh, he's got me on in a little corner up there. I think it's probably going to be Strider Green just because I haven't rated him lately. When I had some people who pointed out they are not PvPers, but they would still like to have me on their stream to interrogate me. I will definitely be doing that with them. I got to get that set up soon. Let's see. Raid. Strider Green. Again, if you saw my tweets, I'm sure you read every one and study them for clues. But if you saw my tweets, this is a 3-week release cycle. The way we normally do our releases is the first week is patching what we just put out there. Fixing bugs and new stuff that came into it. The second week, third week, and fourth week are usually our work weeks, and then the fifth week is what we call lockdown, and that's where we don't add any new content. We're only fixing bugs. Because the last release, the 31st, was the last Thursday of the month, and the next, or this release we have Thanksgiving is on the next Thursday, which is very rude of you, Thanksgiving. We actually have a rare 3-week release. So anyways, this will be a odd release because Lua will be out. There'll be a few other features, but everybody's in the middle of stuff. So probably R73 is going to be awesome. But this release is going to be a lot of bug fixes, which is not a bad thing by any means. And Lua and a few new things. But we're about to get forced to go raid. So let's go ahead and go raid, guys. Thank you so much. Thanks for all the donations. Thanks for watching the stream. Thanks for playing the game. Go out there and spread the word. And super excited to see what you guys do with the Lua as I continue to open up more possibilities for you. All right, let's go raid.